Fiber Co. Thanks for joining me today. This is going to be hopefully a pretty quick episode. I need to leave in about 20 minutes to go get my son from French class. But I have been dying to share with you guys and have been working so hard and so fast to get a lot of projects done to show you guys. So let's jump in. The elephant in the room is what I am wearing today. Guys, I'll pop in a video here too, standing up wearing this, but I'm wearing a dress today, so it's a little bit weird. But I just thought I would show you guys real quick the pink Fizz sweater. I've been working on this for so long. I will put all the specs down below. I followed the pattern as far as the needle sizes and everything. I think this is like a sport weight yarn. It's a little bit on the like itchy side, but once my skin warms up the wool, it is not scratchy actually at all. It feels perfect. I love the fit of this sweater, you guys. This was like a labor of love for me because it was like true lace work. To me, true lace work is when every single row is lace. There's something to do on every row. And then like once you get up to the top section, you're going back and forth, right side, wrong side, trying to figure out what the equivalents are, that kind of thing. I highly recommend either like color coding your charts. I actually like took a screenshot of the chart and blew it up bigger on just like a Word document. That way, or Pages, I guess, if you have Apple. And that helped me a lot because I was able to like just track my progress better. I was able to read it. It was just easier for me to see right off the bat kind of what I was doing next. So I'm going to take this off because it is 100 degrees today. Not in my house, but outside. So I have no business wearing this sweater, but I love it so much. I am like itching for fall days so that I can wear it in the morning and in the evening, but it is exactly what I wanted. I was a little bit nervous that it was going to be too big because you start, this is worked bottom up. It has a split hem and lace work all the way down, drop shoulder. And I did do some oversized sleeves. I guess I did have to do kind of some modifications on the sleeves because I picked up more stitches than was recommended just because it worked better to be even, I guess, like it just fit. I think I picked up 4 stitches for every 5 stitches, I guess. 5, yeah. I don't know. That's just what worked for me in my head. And so because I just wanted that even number, I picked up maybe like 5 or 6 extra stitches, which I'm totally fine with. So I didn't get all the way down to where I needed to be for the sleeve before I needed to do the ribbing. So I think I forget where I stopped, but I did actually do a rapid decrease row. And I just did the math on that and just did decreases like every 5 or 6 stitches, I forget. And that, which I really loved actually. I loved how that worked out, just doing a quick little rapid decrease. I took out like 7 or 8 stitches. I don't know, it was something like that. So it wasn't a ton. I wasn't going like from 100 to 50 stitches or anything like that. But I do really like the rapid decrease. And this goes like to about here on my hand, which I love. That's exactly how I wanted it to fit. I feel like sometimes I have a tendency to cut my sleeves too short, and just because I'm eager to get done with the project. But I literally I just kept going. I actually ran out of a ball of yarn on, I think I was gonna do like 1 more row for the ribbing, like 20 rows or something, and I ended up doing 19 just because, and that was on the first sleeve, because I didn't want more ends to weave in. And I'm like, hey, am I really gonna notice a difference with one row, and I don't. So definitely the right thing to do. I still need to block it, so I still have some longer ends here, but I tell you, this took me like an entire movie just to weave in the ends on this sweater. There were a lot. But anyways, I love it. Okay, so that's my first finished object. You guys, I've got some really big finished objects here today. Really big finished objects. Okay, so that's like the first huge one. It feels so good to have this off my needles. I'm loving it. Loving it. Okay. The next big one is this blanket for my niece. She's having a baby. This is the Stevie blanket by My Dear Knot. It is crocheted, and I used, again, I have all the specs for this, I think, in last month's podcast, but it is a cotton boucle yarn that is held double. They make it for baby blankets, so it's very easy to take care of, but the softness of this blanket and the drape and the feel is so good. You guys, it's so, so good. I made this for my other niece who had a baby last year, and it's one of their favorite blankets, but I just love everything about this, and I feel like it's a good like gender neutral blanket, especially when you do it in like this camelish color. I think that's what it's called, like camel or wheat or something like that. But this is all ready to go. I think I might put like a little tag, like a little handmade tag on here or something, just because since my two nieces who are sisters have the same blanket, I just didn't want them to get them mixed up. But we find out today, actually, if she's having a boy or a girl. So I might put a little blue tag if it's a boy, or pink tag if it's a girl. They're pretty, what is that? Like pretty traditional when it comes to colors for boys and girls. So anyways, I love this blanket, and it is a quick knit. I just had, or quick crochet. It is a crochet. And I'll put all my hook stuff, everything down below. It is the Stevie pattern. It is a paid for pattern. All right, then you guys will have seen me finishing my dishcloth. Finally, I've had this one like picked out for a long time, but I started it, and once I got going on it, I tell you, like, it went really, really fast. It was a super easy pattern to memorize. This is the front, this is the back, and it looks good on both sides, honestly. But yeah, I just finished that. Like, this is why I only have 20 minutes to podcast, because I was finishing this. I wanted to get it off the needles. And that pattern is from this book, Easy Knit Dishcloths. It is the Waffle Rib pattern, and it's on page 57. I'm just gonna put that here to go over, but this is the pattern. And you guys, if I have not, well, I know I've mentioned this before, but these little pattern trackers that I sell in my shop, these are designed by me. You're not going to find them anywhere else. They are amazing. I love using these. Love it. I love using these to keep track of a pattern, especially like this where it's a 10-row repeat. You can easily kind of get lost in the pattern. And after a little while, like, you do start to be able to read the pattern, but especially getting started. And then what I do on these pattern trackers is I put like my projected end spot. I'll put like a little square around the circle that I want to end on. And sometimes I need to move that if it's not quite long enough, but at least it kind of gives me like a starting point for how much farther I have to go. But there's lots of different ways that you can use these. I also used this on my pink Fizz for the sleeves. It helped me to keep track of the decreases. And what I did there is, I think I did a decrease, I did one decrease row and then 6 knit rows, one decrease and then 6 knit rows. And so like, I just knew that my row 1 here was my decrease round, and I wrote on there decrease, and then I would knit 6 rows. So I'd go down here to row 7, and then I knew, and I even like, I put a line across here too, so that I knew to stop. And then when I'm back up here, I know that it's a decrease. I love this pattern tracker, and I keep finding new ways to use it. They're only $8. It's a Post-it brand, because I wanted something good and sticky for these. Like even you just saw me, like it still has so much stick to it. I've already taken it on and off. And, but yeah, I wanted a good brand, and I love the Post-it Note brand. So these are Post-it Note brand pattern trackers designed by me, and it's $8 for 50 sheets, which I feel like is a really great deal for those. Okay, and I will talk in a little bit about the pattern that I'm gonna do for this next month. But I have some exciting news to share with you guys as well, and it may prevent me from doing something in here, but we'll see. Okay, so I just wanted to share with you guys a new project that I have on the needles. I don't feel like I have any other new projects because I've been working so hard on this sweater. The other projects that I have, my other whips, I have not made any progress on them since our last podcast, just because I've been working to get these off the needles. So I don't want to just show you guys the redundancy of that. This is my second coffee for the day. I had one at Dutch Bros today because it is sticker day today. It was so sweet. I could barely drink it. It just goes to show that like I am enjoying my homemade coffees so much better than anywhere else. And I like the price point as well. Okay, so the other thing I wanted to show you guys is, I can't remember, I don't think so, maybe. I don't know if we talked about this last time, but Summer Lee Designs has a cuff club for the year. I want to say that we did talk about it. I'm not sure. If this is a repeat, I'm so sorry, but I'll keep it brief. So Summer Lee Designs Cuff Club, it is $14 to join for the year. I think it's August through July, and you get, if you sign up even now in September, she'll still send you the August patterns as well. So the idea is that it is a, it's like a short cuff, and it's a Colorwork. So it's a Colorwork cuff club. And every month she sends you a new pattern, or maybe even 2 patterns, depending on what she feels like. So I feel like I should go get my pattern book and show you guys. I think it's somewhere around here close by. Hold on one second. Okay, so I got these pattern books. I've not even like officially put a new tag in there or anything yet, but I got them on Amazon. I can put the link below. Although, while I like it for what I'm using it for, I don't know if I would recommend this specific brand, but I really do like the idea of it. The reason that I wouldn't suggest this particular brand is because the pages are so thin and really, really hard to open. I don't mind that they're thin for what I'm using it for, but just so you know. So this is, these are the socks basically. And then each month so you have like your instructions for the base sock. And then each month, she gives you, I don't know how this is turning out, you guys, honestly, but she gives you a pattern to work on. So for these 2 are for August, and this is the one that I am doing right here. I got a late start on it, which I'm totally okay with because I wanted to finish those other projects. But this is like, she said that they were inspired by a granny striped blanket, which I can totally see. So when I was in San Diego, I found this really fun yarn. It's a Spanish merino yarn in super fun colors. So these are my socks. This is my Cuff Club sock. And this one here, I am ready for the heel. And I haven't decided. Tell me what you guys think. Should I do a heel in some of these contrast colors? Should I do it in the aqua, in the navy, in the pink? I'm not sure. I cannot do it in the green because the green was not part of what I bought and I only have this much of the green left. So I can't do this one, but I have plenty of the aqua, navy. Whoops. This is where I'm at on the second sock. So I'm ready to start the color work on this one. And pink. So I could do the heel and the toe in any of these colors. So give me your thoughts. I'm having a hard time deciding. I could just do it all in this bare yarn. I don't know. But so what I did is these came as 50-gram skeins of yarn, and I measured them out like by grams and sent 25 grams of each of these 3 colors to my friend Annie from Knits and Burls. And then I also sent her 5 grams of this one as well. And so I think we're choosing a different color order, but we're doing the same pattern with the same colors. And then I bought her own 50-gram skein of the bare yarn. So we should each be able to get a pair of shorties. And they're short cuffed, not like super shorties, not like no-show socks, but yeah, I mean, that's the leg right there. Every time I see these colors, it just makes me so happy. I love it. All right, so I mean, that's like the only thing that I really wanted to share as far as like what's on my needles here. I just love it. Like as it was coming together, I literally did this in the car on the road to Mount Tamalpais. We did the Cataract Trail Falls hike. The falls are not running very well right now. They're pretty low just because we're at the end of summer. So I would love to go back like at the beginning of summer, end of spring, and do the trail again when those waterfalls are more rampant. But it just makes me so happy. And I followed her instructions. I chose a size US 1 needle for the cuff and for like everything else, but the color work, you go up a needle size to a US size 2. And I'm using 9-inch circulars because color work on 9-inch circulars seems to give you a better chance at holding your tension, because it does get pretty thick right here from all the yarn. So, and I already wove in the ends, which took me forever to do. It took a long time. It was crazy. And I don't even feel like I know how to like weave in the ends for color work. I just feel like I'm not doing it well, like right here and here. Like, look at this little weird lines, the pink and the blue line. I think that's from weaving in my ends. I don't know. Okay. So I want to go further with this podcast, but I do have to take a break and go pick up my son. But when I get back, which for you guys, it'll be the blink of an eye, but when I get back, I want to share the next dishcloth that I would like to make with you guys in this Easy Knit dishcloth book. And then I want to share with you guys a couple ways how I store my yarn, because as I've mentioned here in the past, we struggle with carpet beetles. I don't know why, we just do, and they love wool. They love natural fibers. So like protein-based fibers. So if I do not put my yarn up and secure it, like as soon as it comes into the house, then we risk having carpet beetles. Now, if I'm working on a project, it's not a big deal. Like I can keep this in this basket, totally fine. But it's more like when yarn is in storage and sitting that we have this issue. And so I just wanted to share when I get back, a couple fun ways that I like to store my yarn, and I found a new way to store projects, like up and coming projects, when you kind of know what pattern, what yarn, and it's like it's in your queue, in your physical queue of cast-ons. I wanted to share that with you guys as well. So I'll be back in a jiff. Okay guys, I'm back from picking up my son. We have other people in the house and my son's in the house, so we'll see how quickly we can do this. But I love hanging out with you guys. So, all right, I'm gonna pick out another dishcloth, one that I have not done. I try to put dates on them. Ooh. Okay, so somebody said something about this one. I'm gonna move my little Post-it note over to cover up the pattern. But I remember somebody had done this one already and it looked really fun to make. So we're gonna do this one. It's called Dragon Scale. It's, again, fingering weight yarn. I'm using the Hobby fingering weight yarn. Maybe I'm just being inspired by fall. I'm ready for it to be fall, you guys. It's still, when I went to go pick up my son, my car registered at 102 degrees today. Now, it's better than the heat wave that we had not too long ago because at least it's cooler in the mornings and the evenings. So like the degree of change from high to low is significant. Whereas before it was like 85 was the low, the high was like 108. And now it's like the high of 102, but the low of like 60 something. So at least we do cool off a bit during the morning and evening. But anyways, all that to say, I'm itching for fall right now. And I know when it gets cold, I'm gonna want it to be warm again. I think that's just how it works. But this is the pattern that I'm gonna try to accomplish for September. Let's see if I can do it along with all my other knitting that I need to do for the dishcloth boxes, you guys. So excited about this. So I mentioned in my last podcast that the summer subscription, dishcloth subscription boxes ended. It was June, July, and August, and there are still a couple boxes of each left. I think maybe even only one of the June. There's a lot more in July, which I don't know why. And July is actually one of my favorite boxes. I love the July box. So if you didn't catch in on that and just want to try one out, I highly recommend the July box. It's really cool. Okay, so that's over, but so many of you guys have reached out to me to tell me that you missed the dishcloth boxes and you would love for me to do it again. So what I'm doing this time, just because I think it's fun to mix things up, is I am going to do like an autumnal dishcloth box and a winter/Christmas dishcloth box. So the price point on these boxes will be a little higher, but I'm putting 3 coordinating skeins of yarn in each one. So the fall box has 3 autumnal worsted weight. It's the Friends Cotton 8/8, so it's a worsted weight yarn, 50 grams of each skein. And then the winter/Christmas box will have 3 skeins of Friends 8/6/6/8 in a sport weight yarn, because that was the other thing that you guys were interested in, was trying out some of the different weights up for the dishcloths as well. So I thought that this would be a fun way to do that for you guys. So as I said, price point is higher because you're getting 3 skeins of yarn. It will be one exclusive pattern that you can do with all 3 of those skeins. And they're themed, like autumnal and winter. And then like the patterns are themed. So it's just one pattern. And then it's somewhere in between about 1.5 to 2 boxes worth of notions. So you're getting more stuff than just the single box. More yarn, 3 times the amount of yarn, about 1.5 times the amount of notions, if that makes sense. So the boxes will coordinate just like all the summer boxes did, and those are up in the shop now. I have not advertised it on Instagram yet. So if you watch this podcast, like right as it comes out, then you will get first notification that those boxes are indeed up in my shop right now. The other thing that I have in my shop that is also listed in my shop. Oh, wait, hold on before I move on. Okay, so the autumnal box will ship the last week of September. Probably closer to the end of the week, so closer to October, but it'll be that last week of September. And then the winter box will ship probably the last week of October, first week of November is what I'm thinking. I just need a little bit more time to make the patterns and make my samples for those. So, all right, the next amazing thing that I'm so excited about, you guys. I mentioned it in my last podcast to get your feedback on it. It is a DIY advent calendar. So I'm giving you all of the components, everything that you need to make your own yarn advent calendar. And technically, I guess you could put other things in there too, or not use it for yarn, use it for something else. But so I'm giving you everything that you need to make your own stash advent calendar, something I like to call a stash vent. So let me show you what's going to be in that box. There's a surprise component and a not surprise component to the stash vent. So I apologize for the crinkling. So there will be 25 of these cute little reusable, they're cloth, like canvas cloth little snowflake bags. So they're little drawstring bags. And these are reusable. So the idea is that if you wanted to refill them next year or fill them up and pass them on to somebody else next year, you can do that. So that's one of the things that is in there. There's 25 of everything, enough for 25 bags. Okay, and then there will also be 1 through 25 numbers. These are little wooden numbers. Did I say that? Okay, all right. And the strings will be long enough. I don't know if this is the string that I'm going to use or not, but the string will be long enough where you can simply fold it in here like this and then close it up. That way you don't have to tie on each one. I just thought that that was maybe a little bit better just to do it like that. And then, so the idea is that you use your stash, your scraps, or all those mini skeins that you've collected over the years and fill your own advent. Now you may want to buy 2 and swap with a friend. Or you may, if you're buying one for yourself, you may want a friend to fill it. Or maybe you give them the yarn and everything to fill it, a family member, a friend, and they put it in randomly so that you don't know which one you're going to open. Now, I highly suggest filling your stash vent now, because by the time Christmas comes around, if you're anything like me, you will not remember what you put in there, and that's kind of fun. So I will also give pattern suggestions as well. Something that you can do with your minis. Now, if you want to do 10-gram minis, you can. You could do 20-gram minis. You could do a mix of each. Maybe if you're doing like the jelly roll blanket, where you want different weight or different amounts of the yarn so that your stripes are different, you could do that as well. Whatever you want. You can fill these how you want to. But the idea is that you use your stash instead of buying more minis. Now, I 100% think that advents are worth their cost, worth the price. They are completely labor intensive, let me tell you. But I know not everybody has that budget to spend on an advent, because they're typically between $200 to $300. And then not everybody wants to collect more yarn, or maybe not everybody's into the minis or the Christmas yarns or whatever it is. Like, whatever your reason is, this is here for you. So I'm super excited for that. But then the other thing that is super fun is not only do you get the 25 bags, the 1 through 25 little wooden numbers, there will also be 4 goodies that are a surprise that you won't know what these are, that you can put in like on days like 1, 8, 15, etc., like once a week if you want, or wherever you want. Maybe you want to do it every Sunday for, you know, before Christmas. I don't know, whatever you want to do. So there will be 4 surprise notions that will come with it. And then the plan is that next year you will already have the bones of this Advent or stash vent kit, right? You're already going to have the bags. You're already going to have the wooden numbers. You can refill it if you want. And then just purchase a notions replacement for your kit so that you can refill with some surprise notions. So anyways, that is also in the shop, and those are pretty limited. If we sell out of those, then I will reorder more supplies, but I'm just kind of testing the waters with it. Okay, let's see. I'm looking at the time because we have a super fun call coming up to reveal what my niece is having, if she's having a boy or a girl. As I mentioned earlier, we get to find out today. Okay, some other fun things that are coming to the shop that I want to share with you guys really quick. I'm on my couch today because it was just the easiest place to plop it, I guess, for the podcast. But I got these progress keepers. Progress keepers. I don't know. But I got all 4 colors that I could get for you guys. So a blue, coffee, smoke, pink, and white, or clear, I guess. It's more clear. These are super, super fun. There are 9 compartments, one big one that I really like to put my needle stoppers in. If you have a small enough pair of scissors, you can put a little pair of scissors in here, but you can keep them for your progress keepers or stitch markers. Like, I'll usually put little like hexagon ones and bulbs and beginning of rounds and progress keepers and things like that in there. But these will also be in the shop by the time this podcast is up. I wanted to kind of just put everything in there at once, so then if you wanted to purchase multiple things, you only have to pay shipping once, because I hate paying shipping, but it's just a fact of life. It's there. Okay, the other thing that I am going to show you is some fun needle stoppers. Now, needle stoppers on my website, backporchfiberco.com. The needle stoppers are always buy 3, get 1 free. So you put 4 into your cart and one will automatically, the price will be reduced automatically for those. So, yeah, aren't these so cute? I can't believe that I'm already looking for Christmas stuff. So I have these little Highland cows with a Santa hat. And I have, now these come in a matching pair, but I have these 2 chickens. These are my favorite. They are so well done. I love them. I have this little basket of yarn. I have these little rainbows that say God's promise, and then it has the Genesis verse there. And for nurses, some little fox. I've had these before, but look at these cute autumnal ones. Okay, and the Grinch. And probably, oh, I have 2 more. Okay, look at this. Do y'all recognize this? It's the lamp, the leg lamp. that A Christmas Story? I think that's what it's from. And then So True to My Heart iced coffee. Yeah, super, super fun. And then I still have all the other ones that I've had before in my shop. But so I mentioned before that I am doing Lambtown, which is a fiber festival in Dixon, California. If you're anywhere in Northern California, please come by and see me. I am in booth 94. It's in the cattle barn. But yeah, definitely come by and see me. That would be so fun to get to meet some of you guys. So I've just been shopping like crazy. That's why I bought these, to put those in my booth, and all the needle stoppers, because they're such a hot item right now. I love them. They're so fun. So, and I'm thinking about Christmas and Valentine's and all that kind of stuff. So super fun. But those are also, I'm going to put them in my shop. And then if I run out, I'll just order more for Lambtown. But sometimes picking out the things are the hardest. Okay, so I wanted to show you one last thing I wanted to show you before I sign off, and then I will also pick a winner for August's dishcloth, but I need to update my spreadsheet before I do that. Okay, so I wanted to show you guys, I've shown you a little bit before, but how I store my yarn. So I have these huge jars. Some are screw lids, some are pop-off lids, but I'll put like maybe sock sets in one. This is all hobby cotton yarn that I'm using for my dishcloths. So that's in one. I got these cute threshold canisters. It's a Target item, but I got a whole huge set of them for 20 bucks at a garage sale. And I thought that these looked so cute with the minis in them. These are all my Homespun House Patreon minis. That's so cute. So that's how I store them on my shelf long term. And then I found these zipper pouches. They come in all different sizes. I bought these on Amazon. I can put the link below for you guys. But I love this because when you have something like a project in your queue, like in your physical queue, where you have the yarn, you have the pattern, everything, you're just waiting to cast it on, that's what this bag is for. So this top here. Now, I think in my last podcast, I had shared that I was gonna do something different with this knitting for olive yarn, but then I saw this top and it was a free pattern. Like you sign up and then she just sends you a pattern. So this is the pattern that I'm gonna do. It's so beautiful. Like literally I've had this pattern just sitting on my dresser on top of my Bible. And like whenever I see it, it just makes me so happy. It makes me so happy. So this is the yarn that I am using. It is Knitting for Olive Pure Silk. So I'm able to keep the yarn and the pattern in here, zip it up. It is water resistant, which is great. So if it's water resistant, I assume that it's bug resistant as well. But it's also like, I don't know how it's water resistant because I can definitely like squeeze air out of it. Maybe just the bottom is water resistant. I don't know. But I really, really like these. They're the perfect size. When I first got them, I'm like, oh, that's a little bit big. Not the size that I was expecting. But then as I started filling them, I love it. I love these bags. So that's how I'm storing safely away from little buggies projects that I am like ready to do next. Okay, you guys, I'm gonna sign off for now. I will update my list and let me show you what the winner is going to win. It is Friends Cotton 8/8 minis. These are 10 gram minis, so it is 100 grams. A little rainbow motif that going on there. So the winner will get this here. This is what will happen. And so just stay tuned and I will film that whole process of me picking a winner here and just right after this. You guys have a phenomenal day, month, fall, as we are heading into fall, and we'll catch you guys next time. Bye.
Okay, you guys, so I just chose the winners for the August dishcloth giveaway, and I actually chose two. As you will have seen, the first winner was So Nitty Teresa, and she's won in the past, but I never I don't want to not give her a prize, but I also want somebody new to win as well. So I'm just being transparent with you guys because I don't want there to be any question ever as to the authenticity of the giveaway. So because I want to send a prize out to So Nitty Teresa, so congratulations. I'm really, really excited that you've won again. And it just goes to show that you can win twice, and keep adding those dishcloth posts up on Instagram. And even if you just comment below or send me an email, I have all different ways of people entering this giveaway. I just keep a spreadsheet. So if you've entered back in February, you're still entered. So yeah, So Nitty Teresa won again. Congratulations. So keep those dishcloths coming, you guys. So, but what I chose to do is, so I'm going to send her out the original prize because she was the first picker, and that is the rainbow yarn that I just showed. And I picked another prize winner, and so the person from last month never got back to me. So I'm going to send out, it's Mystery Sewer is the next person who won. And so congratulations, I'm really excited for you. And I'm gonna send you the prize from last month because that one was never claimed. So yeah, I'm super excited that it worked out like that. That's really fun. The other thing, as I was going through comments, I realized that I did not give a game review on my podcast. So I'm just popping back in here today, and it is several days later because this is just our life right now. We have, I go through seasons of life. I don't know if you guys do this, but where I will go through like this lull of being busy, and like I'm not busy, and I just feel like, man, I'm just not so productive. We used to be so busy. Things are a little bit boring right now. I wish things would pick back up, and then things pick back up, and I think the opposite. It's kind of like winter and summer. You can't wait for winter to get here, and once winter is here, you can't wait for summer to get here. So we're in a super busy stage of life, and I can't wait for things to slow down, but I know they will eventually, and then I'll want them to pick back up. So I'm just trying to enjoy the moment, whatever that moment is. So that's why things might feel a little bit scattered this podcast. Game review. We found a game for $1 at a garage sale, and I had always heard about it, but never played it before. It was extremely easy to pick up. So I love when a game is very easy. Like, we understood it within just a couple minutes how to play. It was super easy. I don't know what my strategy is on this game, but I've won every single game that I've played. I am undefeated in this game, and I don't know why. I don't know what if it just works with my brain or what. But anyways, okay, here is the game. And it's a super old version of it because we got it at a garage sale. Othello. It is a 2-person game, which is perfect for my husband and I, or my son and I. But basically you're trying to use up, cover all the squares, and have your color, either the black or the white, have the most of those colors up on the board when you're done, when either all the squares are filled in or nobody has any more moves. So the tiles are, I'll show you, it really is like a minute to learn. It's super quick. So here's what the tiles look like. They're black or white on one side, black on the other side. And so you put these tiles on the board, and when you, for example, okay, can you see this? I know this is a weird angle, but basically, if I was the black, that was my tile, I could put one here in this spot, and then I would flip over all the white ones in between the two black, or the black one. So there's an in between here, so that one would be black, and then there's an in between here. So these two I would flip over to be black as well. So you just continue on like this. You can only place a tile, and this was a little bit hard for me to remember, but you could only place a tile if you could flip something. And so I think there's a term for it. They don't just say flipping. I forget what they say. I don't know. But so you can only flip the tile, or you can only play your tile in a spot where you can flip. You cannot proactively play in a spot like a defense spot, basically, because there were many times where I'm like, oh, I want to go here for defense to, you know, block them in another turn, but unless you're turning something, you can't play there. So there's a little bit of a challenge there. I will tell you, between you and I, that getting the corners is key to winning this game, because once you've established a corner, there is no way to flip that corner because you can't get something on both sides of it. So be very diligent in making sure that you don't give up your corners to your opponent. That's like my only strategy. I would say, okay, my other strategy, and I'm only telling you guys this because you're not my opponent. If you were my opponent, my lips would be sealed, because these are just my secrets. Okay, my other secret is that sometimes a move looks really good because you're turning all of these tiles over and you're like, yeah, man, I just gained like 6 tiles. But sometimes the most beneficial moves are the ones where you're just turning 1 or 2, because you're setting yourself up for a better position later. So, but again, I don't feel like that's this huge strategy to where I would be undefeated every time. So I don't know if this type of game just works with my brain. I have a feeling that, so first off, when we first started playing it, I thought for sure that my son was gonna beat me, because him and I've got to get the sweater off. It's like 97 degrees. Whew, but I did my little catwalk for you guys just a minute ago. Okay, so I thought for sure that my son would beat me at this game, because him and I think so similarly in how we do math, how we count, how we remember things. I don't know if you guys ever do this, and maybe this is just a weird insight into my brain, but I will like count things just unconsciously, just count things, and my son does the same thing. I will spell things. I take note if things are off a little bit, like in a I don't know, like, okay, for example, so when my son and I play Sky Joe, him and I have to have the numbers facing the correct way. They can't be upside down. And like, I even like my cards situated straight. Like if one is a little bit crooked, I fix it. And my son does the same thing. My husband, on the other hand, is complete opposite. He doesn't care if the numbers are upside down, right side up. He doesn't care if all of his cards are crooked. It just doesn't bother him. So the way that my brain works is like I'll, you know, kind of slyly like fix his cards. But often I just try to refrain from that, because I don't want to encroach in his territory and his card set. But that is a thing for me and for my son. So like with that said, that's why I thought my son would totally beat me at this game, just because we think so similarly. And I have not taught my daughter how to play, and there's a good chance that she would beat me too. But now it's kind of like I'm a little bit nervous every time I play, because I'm like, is my crown gonna, like, am I gonna be dethroned from winning this game? And I feel like the person who like dethrones me from winner of this game is like, they're gonna get all the glory. Okay, it's really not that serious. But I don't know. But we are pretty competitive here in our house, and my husband is so good at games. So honestly, like that I have this game over him is a little bit fun right now. There's another game that I typically have over him, but not always, and that is cribbage. That's another really fun game. Maybe I'll try to do that one next time, but I had to share Othello with you because it was a new to us game. We've been loving it. I've been loving it. My family maybe not so much, although they are really trying to get me on this game. So, all right, there you guys go. Hopefully you can find one. I think it's a really old game, so hopefully you can find one at a garage sale or at a thrift store or something like that. Just make sure all the pieces are there, because not all of our pieces are there. Like, I think we're missing maybe 2, which doesn't even make sense because then they wouldn't even fit all in the little tray that we have, but I don't know. So we just use coins for, like, if we get down to that point. We don't always, but if we get down to that point where we need a couple extra, we'll just use a coin. But anyways, all right, you guys, I hope you guys are enjoying your weekend, whenever you guys are watching this. Thanks for catching up with me. And again, so sorry for like just the split up of all of the sections and the on and off and all of that kind of stuff. But hopefully you guys were able to relax and just get inspired by my podcast. Bye, you guys.